We're going to follow that with some more amazing people of our city. I've been batting on to you for years about the triangle of success that Shaping is. It is the now 52 financial sponsors that actually support the work we do. It is the 6 part-time staff that now operate the organisation, and of course it is some of the 121 current active passionate volunteers. I'm now going to invite 3 of those volunteers to the stage who all lead one of our major programs, and they're going to talk to you about those programs. So if I can have Lisa, Jane and Ken to join me on stage, please. Sit exactly where you like. 2 girls together, boy, girl, up to you. And I think, and we know that Lisa's mic works. If Ken can just do a quick sound check on that one for me. It works, indeed. Okay, so the way we're going to run this session, if that's okay with you 3, is rather than keep asking you the same question each, we'll do each program in turn, and then I'll ask the same 3 questions about each program. And if Ken doesn't mind, I'll start with the far end. Ken, if you can just maybe summarise the programme you lead for Shaping, please.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. About 18 months ago, Steph asked me if I was interested in a programme to do with care leavers, and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. I know a little bit about it. Met a gentleman called Adam. I knew nothing about it and suddenly realised, my goodness, this is something worth following through. And then there was a committee in place, but the best thing we did early on was we recruited onto the committee Joe and Emily, who are 2 care leavers and 2 of the nicest people you haven't met. And straight away, we realised that we can steer this in the right direction because we had the right people to help us. Since then, we've also got Elliot on board. Elliot is a young lad who is somewhere around here with a camera strapped around his waist. Oh, he's over there by there. Give us a wave, thank you. And his input with Joe and Emily has been absolutely priceless. And we've got the programme together to the cusp of having mentees matched with mentors. And quite simply, it's about trust and it's about opportunity. There are some real hidden gems in this city in the care leaver system, and some of these care leavers, of which there's around 200, that we're hopefully to get our people from. And quite simply, I know Michael's here, one of the mentors. If Thomas and Miles are here, good morning as well. Give up a little bit of time and just help these care leavers to develop their dreams, develop their talents. And from what I've seen of Joe and Emily and Elliot, there are some really good gems here that we can unearth.
Thank you. So what would you say were the highlights from 2021? And I know that COVID restricted some of the activities, but what would you sort of look back on and say the highlights were from last year?
I think the highlight for me was the fact we're taking our time. These people are too important to rush it through just because we want to get something on and started. So it's taken as long as it needs to take at the moment, and with Adam Murphy's invaluable help, hopefully we're going to start, fingers crossed, in the next couple of weeks with the first cohort, and then we'll see whether the ideas and the help of Joe, Emily and Elliot, let's see how close to getting it right we are.
And I guess that therefore speaks to my final question about your 2022 plans. The idea is to start this pilot with the 3 mentors and 5 mentees, is it? 5?
That's the initial group who came forward. We're quite simply, let's see, we wanted this to run for a month or 2, learn some lessons. Joe, Emily and Elliot, they're very happy to help us with the mentees who are part of the programme. Committee members will be dealing with the mentors. We will just do some feedback, see how close to getting it right we are, and then we're going to go in a couple of months' time. We're looking for more mentors, and looking around the room, there seems to be an awful lot of nice people out there. If anybody who is listening have any interest at all in the possibility of helping some unearthed gems, is how I would, forgive me for calling them, contact me through Shaping, or those of you who know me then know my contact details. Very happy to have a conversation. We'd like to have a whole load of potential mentors, potential mentees from all industries, all experiences. Everybody's experience is unique, therefore you've got something different to offer. If anybody feels they have a little bit of time and a little bit of interest, then contact me and we're happy to have a conversation, and it'll be from the springtime onwards for the second cohort. And just to finish, my experience with these 3 care leavers, it's been a real privilege to meet them and to realise how lucky I've been, and if I can help share some of the luck I've had with these 3 through this programme, I'll be very pleased.
Ken, thank you very much indeed. Jane, skills and employability, just a small task.
Just a little bit to do.
Indeed. What are you trying to do?
What we're trying to do is really make life as easy as possible for our businesses. So very much working with our skills providers, so the amazing colleges that we have in and around Portsmouth, as well as all of our skill providers, and making that journey for our employers as positive as we can. So we've been doing lots of different things, and obviously with people that come from lots of different backgrounds. We've had some amazing successes over the last year in particular, where we've seen businesses and skills providers come together to have real impact. We all know how difficult COVID has been for everybody, and how much businesses have really suffered. But obviously what we saw was some really increased unemployment. And in Portsmouth in particular, we had rising unemployment in young people aged 16 to 24. So that's young people on universal credit. And you can imagine with that age group, it's about as broad as it gets. So that's everything from young people who have left school, perhaps not with the most successful experience, looking to find their place in the world, through to incredibly bright, inspirational graduates who find themselves in a job market that was not where we expected. So one of the many things that we did, because skills and employability is multiple projects and programs, and trying to pull all that work together so that we have a little bit of sense and synergy within it. And one of the things we did was the amazing 100 in 100 programme. And that was working with skills providers, particularly our lovely colleges who bumped up a little bit of cash to help us reach out to our employers, and the Solent Apprenticeship and Skills Hub. And we set ourselves an incredibly challenging target in horrific times to get 100 young people off unemployment and into a work opportunity, whether that was an apprenticeship, whether it was into the new Kickstart scheme that was just happening, whether it was into a job. And we were nervous, weren't we, Steph? We were really nervous. 100 jobs at that point was almost inconceivable. But, you know, we thought we had amazing support from the news, and we thought we'd have a go. And our minds were blown. I think we achieved 269 young people off unemployment and into work during that period, for which I can only thank you. I'm not going to lie, I think Steph and I may even have had a few tears a couple of times, because that was pretty special. But over 413 job opportunities were created through that project with businesses in Portsmouth, who really stepped up, and that continues to roll on. And projects like that is exactly what we're really focusing on in the next coming year. So we'll be revisiting that project. Everything sits around our skills provider group, where we bring together colleges and skills providers to try and make that relationship with businesses easier. We have such an incredible offer locally through our colleges, through the skills providers, ways that they can support businesses. And what we're really trying to do is make that offer as clear and positive for businesses, so that our businesses can really engage in that, and it can support economic growth, and it can support individuals coming off unemployment programs and people developing careers. We know as a city, if you look at our economic strategy, if you look at the skills strategy that we're just reviewing, we are often behind. When Gerald spoke earlier, there are such amazing things happening in Portsmouth, but we are terribly shy. We don't like to tell anyone. And sometimes, despite some really amazing work, we still lag behind the national picture. And what we're really trying to do within the skills and employability is overcome all of those barriers so that we can help make Portsmouth the city that we know it is, and celebrate the amazing things that are going on.
Thank you. And I don't need that anymore, because you answered all 3 questions in one go. So, you know, I don't know why I had cue cards.
You gave me a microphone.
Jane, thank you very much indeed. And last but by no means least, now I'm going to try and get this Shaping Portsmouth programme name right. It's the Business Resilience Programme.
Business digital resilience.
Thank you.
Really?
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. Lisa, welcome. Thank you. Again, 3 questions. What we're trying to do with it, highlights from last year, and what you're going to do, because I don't need my card anymore.
Well, last year we had a really good rethink about the programme and what we wanted to do, what we wanted to achieve, how we could do it, what we could do, what we couldn't do. It's a programme that's been going for a couple of years, and one of the things we did during our rethink last year was the name change. So we were previously Cyber Safe City, and we changed to Business Digital Resilience because we felt that gave people a better understanding of what we're trying to do. We want to help businesses in the city be digitally resilient. So how we're planning to do that is deliver webinars, workshops, articles, resources. We just want to raise awareness really and help local businesses be informed about the types of digital risks there are. A particular area we've been talking about recently as a group is the area of supply chain risk. So you, as a business, you've got suppliers, subcontractors, services that you use regularly. And the National Cyber Security Breaches Survey last year said that only 12% of businesses last year actually looked into and reviewed the risks that their supply chain poses to them. So 12%, that's very low. And it's something that businesses can do quite easily, something that they consider. There are lots of services available to help them to do that. We just want to sort of raise the awareness about those risks and what they are and tell people. We don't want to scare businesses and business owners and employees. We don't want to scare them with all these horrific stories of cyber incidents and what can go wrong. We just want them to be informed so that they can build that resiliency in their business.
And therefore, going on to 22, I guess that's just more the same, yeah?
Yeah, so we're ready to go now. The first webinar we're looking to provide is in March, hopefully. Date to be confirmed, and that's going to be around the topic of building a digitally resilient culture within the workforce. So we're going to have some guest speakers from local companies who will ask them to talk about what they've done within their business to help employees feel comfortable in reporting some sort of dodgy phishing emails, or feel comfortable in saying, I think I've clicked on something and maybe I shouldn't have done, but they've got to feel comfortable in coming forward, and they've got to be knowledgeable and understand those risks as well. So just having a strong culture within a business can really help that overall digital resilience.
Fabulous. So therefore, whether it's Ken and his wonderful Care Leavers programme, giving them a pathway to employment, Jane on skills and employability, or Lisa on business digital resilience. During the networking break, I know you'd like to talk to as many people as you can about your programmes. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, Lisa, Jane and Ken, thank you very much indeed.